movie 305 of watching 365 movies in 2025, and we're at a Hitchcock movie from the late 20s. It's Blackmail.
What happened last night?
Let me go!
So this is a 1929 Hitchcock movie. It was started production as a silent film, and then sort of in America, the talkies started happening. So they stopped production, and kind of similar to what we saw in Singing in the Rain, they stopped production and restarted it as a talking film. And it's cited in many cases as Britain's first talking film. The story is it's about Alice, and she's a young woman, and her boyfriend is a detective at Scotland Yard, and they kind of get into this fight about how his work is taking up too much of his time. She goes and she's met by this artist who's kind of hanging around, and he invites her back to his studio. They flirt a little bit, but then after he sort of makes a move on her in self-defense, she stabs him with a knife, and he passes away. He dies. So after that, she's racked with guilt and everything, and it turns out her boyfriend is assigned to the case. He knows that she did it. They're trying to cover it. Well, he's trying to cover it up. She's racked with guilt. There's obviously some blackmail in there, and it's a gripping film. It is kind of it's hindered a little bit by its sort of technological difficulties. As with most of sort of the early talking films, a little bit of sort of growing pains on it. There's some synchronization issues. I mean, they're trying, is essentially, and it's an experiment in what they're doing. I mean, the film plays in many senses like a silent film with bits of dialogue, thrown in. I mean, there's a fair amount of dialogue in it, more than you might see, like in The Jazz Singer, but definitely, the beginning of the film, not a lot, and then towards the end of the film, more, but still relying heavily on the visual style of silent films. An interesting piece of film history to watch. I think it's interesting, historically, as I said, emotionally, it's a little difficult to parse through. I think this sort of Alice is the most interesting character in it, but she's kind of sometimes shoved off to the side for other characters. For me, I had 3 out of 5, purely for its history there, and you see sort of early Hitchcock, who was always interesting to watch as his style develop. So that's movie 305. I'll see you for the next one.